Hello and welcome back on my channel Sheet Metal Workshop, and in this video I like to show you how to make a segment bend that is oval. So I have here one example in my hands, and that's the one we're going to make to show. Normally those bends are used when you have two pipes next to each other going parallel, and then there comes a bend, and then it must be the cladding, and then you need a bend like this. Okay, well, let's have a start. So we're going to start here. In front of me I have already a sketch, and the information is all known. So we have here diameter 180, radius 120, and it's a three-part segment, just like this one. Okay, so here I have the template, and template is also here divided in 4 parts. So there's a hole here in the center of the largest part. Then we have in the center of the segment also a hole, and here also at the tiniest, smallest part, we have also a center hole. Now, good, what we know is here also it says 50 millimeter extension from the center of the back. So this is the back of the bend, so this one splits, and in between comes a straight part of 50 millimeter. Now, next thing what we need to know is the circumference. So we have 180 millimeter multiplied by 3.14 gives us 565 millimeter circumference, but we have here an extension of 50, but downstairs also, so we need it doubled, so it will say plus 100, gives us equal 665. And what we need next is we give 30 millimeter overlap. So we have a cut size of 695. Okay, well, I have here already the metal in front of me, and we're going to measure it. So I put it here from the start, and you can see here we have 695. Okay, now first what we do, so we have 30 millimeters overlap, that means 50 millimeters on each side. So I'm going to scratch already the 50 millimeters. Okay, now next thing what we're going to do, because from the seam, so here's the seam, it's a quarter. So this is this quarter. So I'm going to now put here my template here equal with the metal, and the center line I'm going to put on the outside edge of the metal like this. Then I'm going to mark here this first center. See? So same thing I'm going to do on the other side. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna pull up those lines with an angle of 90 degrees. Okay, well, next thing is the 50 millimeter. So I'm gonna draw here, mark here 50 millimeter. And same thing I'm going to do on the other side, and also pull up those both lines. Okay, well, that is it. And now what we're going to do, so the radius is 120, and the starter segment and also the end segment is 170. That means I have 50 millimeter difference between those two sizes. So I'm going to mark here a line of 50 millimeter. Okay, well, next what I'm going to do now, so this center line I'm going to put on this line from 50 millimeter. So, see? Now I'm going to draw here this part from the center line to the outside. So I can also copy over the holes if I want. So now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to move the segment. So this center line comes now on this line. And if you did it right, this small line here must be equal with this line. So here down. And there it is. Okay. Now you can here mark this part. And now same thing what we do here. You just move the segments now to the end of the metal. And here also line up the center line with the black line under. And here also this line must match with this line. Okay, well, that will be now my starter segment. So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect here these lines in between. Same here. Okay, well, that's it. So now it's just putting on here the template and drag over the lines. So here again with the middle line. And now I'm gonna move here this line further, and here also on this line and the next one. And now again move it, and here also this center line I'm gonna move here down, here also.
Okay.
And that's it. And now again here. And just continuing the same thing. Okay, well, that's it. So next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the segments, and I'm going to copy later on this segment in a different, mirrored way, because otherwise you will see the lines. Okay, well, I'm going to do the cutout now. Okay, well, the cut is done, almost. And now I'm gonna turn this metal like this, and I need the upper side of it, so I'm gonna turn this like this and copy the segment. Okay, well, that will be now my segments. So we have here the starter segment. Then we have here two middle segments. And then the end segment comes. Now, what also is possible, I mean, this is optional. You can also make here little fold lines in if you want. Okay, well, I will say I'm gonna put in now the holes. And then maybe do the kink, and then we go further to the rounding. Well, that's it. The holes are now made. So next thing what I'm gonna do, we're gonna put in side swedges and also give it here a little kink just to see how it looks like. Okay, well, that's it. So You can see a little bit of marking. That is optional, so it's extra work. It isn't really necessary. It's just, you know, to show. That's also a possibility. Okay, now next thing what we're going to do is we go to the rounding machine. Okay, now we are at the rounding machine. So first what I'm going to do is I'm gonna round this for a quarter, so a 90-degree rounding. Same thing here, and then we go in the inside. So we're gonna try to find first. Okay, I think this shall do. Now next thing also here. I'm going a little bit lower here. So that also looks good. So now I'm gonna pull this complete down and go through, and now rounding and pulling it up. Go back. And also you go back down when you go out. And well, that will be it. So this is now my oval pipe, and the rest of the segments you just repeat it. And next thing is what we're going to do, I'm going to put in those screws. So we're going to skip those next rounding, we go straight to the screwing and then swaging and then putting it together. Okay, the segments are rounded now. So the next thing what we're going to do is put in the screws and then do the swages. Okay, well now they are screwed together, so we're going to check. So here we must have 180, but we have 190, and we must have here 230. So because 180 diameter plus 50 extension is 230. So a little bit, squeeze it a little bit together so they keep the form. And now, okay, we have it. So this one is okay. This is just a small check you can do. Okay, well, I will say, let's do the swages. Okay, now we are at the swaging machine and we're going to put in here first a female swage. So, and now here I can pull it in the radius, and here you see where I marked it, I hold it straight. And now here, from here, you can also again pull it in the radius. Here we go also straight. And here in the radius. And now next round. Okay, well that's it. Try to keep it also in form. So this is the female swage, and now the male swage, we're going to do the same. Again here, now I'm pulling it up in the radius. And here we go straight. And now again pulling it. And next round. Okay, well that will be it. And now I'm gonna repeat this same thing with the other segments, and then we're gonna put it together. Okay, now we are finished with swaging. So next thing what we're going to do, just going to check the inside measure here. Okay, it's a little bit too big, so now just squeeze it a little bit in form. So 180, 230. Okay, well, 180. I think this is looking good. Okay, because it's important that's in shape, you keep the form. So next thing I'm gonna now put it together. And here from the inside you can see, so I'm gonna line up those lines together here, and now it's in position. Okay, well, that was the last one. Now the thing is, let's have a look. Okay, well, that looks good, perfectly 90 degree. And of course, if I here measure, look, until the screw 170 millimeter. So that is okay. That's it. Now you can see here a little bit those both lines. Like I've said, it's optional. By this one I didn't do it. I just wanted to show a little difference. So here it's recognizable maybe that there are two pipes side by side. Here's just oval without it. Okay, well, that was it what I wanted to show in this video. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.